and welcome. Today we are going on board the Holland America Eurodam and we are headed to Alaska. We have a beautiful sunny day that we weren't expecting here in Seattle. Hopefully we'll get some great weather for our departure. I'll see you on board.
See you on board.
Hello and welcome again. This will be the first of several videos that we're posting around our Holland America Eurodam cruise to Alaska. Now there is a lot of information to cover here, so I decided to break this down into separate videos. So this first video is going to be focused on the experience of cruising on the Holland America Eurodam. Check out the channel and the links at the end of this video where you'll find additional videos. There will be at least 2 more. One of them will be focused on the Alaska itinerary, including the ports of call and the various excursion options that you have at those ports. And then there will be a third video where we will do an in-depth review of our Neptune suite, including full details on the room itself, why we chose that particular suite, and how that worked out. But for now, we're going to look at the cruising experience on the Holland America Eurodam. We're going to cover the boarding process, we're going to cover accommodations, what's on the ship, the dining options on the ship, the activities and entertainment options, and also what we experienced in terms of the service on board the ship. Before we get started, please remember, if you like the video, please remember to hit that like button and also consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more videos around tech, travel and leisure. So enjoy the video. Okay, our journey starts in downtown Seattle. The rain finally stopped and we have some beautiful weather today, and we are heading over to the Smith Cove Cruise Terminal at Pier 91. Now, if you're leaving from Seattle, you'll need to check to see exactly which terminal you are leaving from, because there are a couple of different cruise terminal locations and you need to make sure you're going to the right one. If you are arriving by taxi, Uber, Lyft, or even a private car, you'll be directed to these numbered drop-off stalls. Now this is also where you'll need to come back to on your return in order to be picked up. And you can tell your driver which numbered stall you are at. From the drop-off point, it's a pretty short walk to the terminal, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, but there are also shuttles provided if you don't want to do the walk. Once we arrived at the cruise terminal, it was a lot like checking in for a flight. We dropped off our bags, went through ID and passport check, security check, and then we were ready to board the ship. And there she is, the Holland America Eurodam. Now the Eurodam was the first of Holland America's signature class ships, and it was launched in 2007 and has been in service for about 15 years. Now, I believe it was last refurbished in 2015, but it's still showing pretty good considering. The ship is 935 feet in length, just over 100 feet wide, and can carry about 2,100 passengers, but I don't think it was at full capacity the week that we were on. After a few minutes of navigating the walkways, we were finally on board and ready to go check out our room. And there it is, our home for the week, stateroom 8162. Okay, let's do a walkthrough of our stateroom. Now, because we were celebrating a special occasion, we did splash out on a Neptune suite. Now, if you want a fully detailed review of this particular suite, including all the details about why we selected it, how it worked out, what the amenities were of a Neptune suite, check out our other videos or the links at the end of this video for a much more detailed review. As you can see, we have a small entranceway, which is a good location to place shoes and bags and things like that. Then we have a small dressing room area, which then leads into the bathroom. Heading into the bathroom, you can see we have a double vanity, a whirlpool tub, and also a separate shower. Heading into the main sleeping and living area of the suite, you can see we have here a king-size bed, which can also be configured as 2 single beds. And opposite the bed there is a seating area, and the couch here also does convert into a bed if there are more than 2 of you in the room. Here you can see a small bar area with a minibar underneath, but please be warned that the minibar drinks are not included in your drinks package. There's plenty of wardrobe space for 2 people, and also in here you'll find a safe for your valuables. Now, every room comes equipped with a smart TV, which of course provides live TV channels as well as a pretty good selection of on-demand movies. But you'll also find a whole host of information about the ship, including information on restaurants, entertainment, the local weather, upcoming shore excursions and port information, and a whole lot more. Now, one important tip: if you're in your room and you're not watching anything in particular, it's a good idea to tune in to the first TV station, which is the bow camera. Here you'll get every announcement broadcast over the sound feed of this channel. Now, of course, if there are any emergency or very important announcements, these are broadcast throughout the ship, including in all staterooms. But by tuning into the bow camera channel, you'll also hear the announcements on things like wildlife spottings, activities, entertainment information, and so on. And you'll also find a nice work area over here. Not that we were doing much work this week. Up here you'll also see a clock in the room. Now, this is particularly useful because as you go to different time zones on your cruise, the clock in your room will automatically adjust to the correct time. Okay, time to head outside, and here you can see the reason why we booked this particular room. So in this particular room we have a balcony that faces the back of the ship, but also wraps around, so we have both a rear-facing and a side-facing view. Check out the links at the end of this video, or check out my channel to find a full detailed review of this particular suite. Now, in this section, I certainly don't plan on covering everything that is on the ship, but more to give you a general sense of what you can find on the various levels throughout the ship. So let's start out on deck 1, which is the main deck. Now, in addition to some staterooms, the main focus of this particular deck is customer service and future cruises. So you're probably not going to spend a whole lot of time on deck 1. Now, in complete contrast, you probably will spend quite a lot of time on deck 2. Here you'll find a lot of entertainment, like the BB King's Blues Club, billboard on board, you have the casino, And here in the casino bar is the only place I actually found beer on tap. Continuing to the front of the ship, you have the main entrance to the world stage, where there are various shows, lectures and presentations throughout the week. Moving towards the back of the ship, we pass by the Pinnacle Bar and Pinnacle Grill. Now the Pinnacle Grill is a steak and seafood location and is a premium location that has an upcharge. On deck 2 you'll also find the art gallery where they hold art auctions throughout the week. And at the back of the ship you'll find the main dining room. So let's head up to deck 3, the promenade deck. Now on deck 3 there is another entrance to the main dining room. And as the name suggests, the promenade deck has a complete wraparound promenade or walkway that goes completely around the outside of the ship. Okay, it's still pretty early in the morning here, so I'm getting cold and I'm going to head back inside. One nice thing about being around at this time of the morning is all the shops are closed. But of course, we're back later on to do some shopping when the shops are open. You'll find a large jewelry store here, as well as the gift shop with all kinds of goodies. Continuing towards the front of the ship, we pass through the ocean bar. And if you continue forward of the ocean bar, you'll find a couple of luxury shops as well as some meeting rooms. Heading back towards the back of the ship, we pass through the photo gallery. Now, anytime you have photos taken, they'll be displayed here throughout the day, and you can pick them up for a pretty reasonable cost, including a thumb drive with the digital copies. Now, floors 4 through 8 are mainly just staterooms, with one exception, and that is on floor 7. That's where you'll find the Neptune Lounge and Concierge for suite guests. So we'll pick up our tour on deck 9, which is the Lido deck. Now deck 9 is another deck you'll spend quite a lot of time on. Let's start out by heading to the back, and you'll find here the Seaview Pool and Pool Deck. And yes, even on an Alaska cruise, the outside pool is open. This is a great place to come to get a view of the scenery in almost every direction as you cruise serenely by. You can also head up the stairs where you'll get additional viewing platforms. Up an additional flight of stairs, you'll find a small sport court. But the main reason you'll spend so much time on deck 9 is because of the Lido buffet. More on that in the dining options section. Continuing forward from the Lido buffet, you come to the Lido pool area. Now this is a great indoor pool area with a pool and hot tubs, all protected from the elements by a retractable roof. Here you can pull up a lounger and get drinks from the Lido bar, and you can even rent a cabana. Continuing forward from the Lido pool, you'll find the spa and fitness center. But in the spa you'll find the usual range of massages and therapies, and an incredible hydro pool. Now continuing up to deck 10, up here you'll find Club HAL and the Loft, which are the clubs for kids and teenagers. And you'll also find the Panorama Deck, which is a walkway that goes around the sliding dome cover of the Lido pool. Now deck 10 is the highest deck of the ship that runs the full length of the ship. So when it comes to deck 11, there are separate forward and aft areas. So starting at the forward part of deck 11, the first thing we find is what's called the Retreat, which is a series of outdoor cabanas that can be rented for the day. As you can see, there's not much call for them on an Alaska trip in May. Moving forward from the Retreat, you'll find the Crow's Nest. Here you'll find a bar and coffee bar and a panoramic view around the front of the ship. A lot of informational events take place here, and this is a great place to come on the day in Glacier Bay when the rangers come on board and come to the Crow's Nest to provide a lot of detailed information. Heading to the aft section of deck 11, here you'll find the Tamarind Asian restaurant, which also incorporates the Nani Sushi restaurant. The Tamarind Bar, which is a nice place to hang out, and as you can see here, a great place to find some peace and quiet during the early hours. Now, one thing is for certain on your Holland America cruise, you will not go hungry. There are so many options for dining, and many of them are included in the price of your cruise. So let's start out by covering the complimentary or included dining options, the first of which being the Lido Market, which is located on deck 9. Now, the Lido Market is a buffet which offers a massive variety of different cuisines. You can get grilled food, there's a carvery, there's deli sandwiches, Italian, Asian, including sushi, desserts, ice creams, and numerous other types of food. Now, although it is a buffet, it's not a grab-it-yourself kind of buffet, which I kind of like. You actually go to the staff, you tell them what you want, and they put it on a plate for you. There are no restrictions, you can get as much as you want, go back as many times as you want, and I have to say the food quality is really excellent and well presented. The Lido Market is open all day from 7 AM until 11:30 PM, although there are a couple of breaks throughout the day for reconfiguring. Of course, there's plenty of seating to be found right around the Lido Market, but you can also take your food outside onto the pool deck or under the covered Lido deck. Next up is the main dining room, which is located at the back of the ship on deck 2, with a small area also on deck 3. Now, the dining room is more restaurant style, and I have to say a pretty nice restaurant too. We dined at the dining room on 3 evenings throughout our stay, and each time we were presented with a different menu. Now, although the menu wasn't huge, it did have a good range of selections, so most people will find something they like. We also found that they were very accommodating if you have special wishes or you just want to have something different. Here too, the food quality was excellent and the service was also superb. It's also worth noting that if you find a table and wait staff that you like, you can request the same table each time you come. One final note on the dining room, if you do have a suite room, you will get priority seating, although we never saw big lines to enter the dining room. Next up on the complimentary dining options list is the Dive-In, which offers a wide variety of burgers and hot dogs. It's open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and it's located on Deck 9 right next to the Lido pool. Now, unfortunately, we did not get to sample Dive-In during our stay, but based on the reviews we heard, this is a pretty good burger and hot dog joint. Next up is New York Pizza. New York Pizza is at the open area at the back of the ship next to the sea view pool, and they're open from 11:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Now, using the Holland America Navigator app, you can actually order a pizza through the app and track its progress, although this feature wasn't working during our cruise. Alternatively, you can just order at the counter, you'll get a buzzer and it'll alert you when your pizza's ready. And believe me, it's worth it. This is a great pizza. And finally, for the included dining options, 24-hour room service. Whether you want breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a 3 a.m. hamburger, you can have it delivered to your room and it's all included in the price. That being said, any alcoholic beverages are extra and are not included as part of your drinks package. We did use room service on one occasion for breakfast, and the food was excellent, arrived right on time and nice and hot. So next we'll cover the premium dining options. Now these are the restaurants which charge a one-time upcharge in order to dine there. So the first premium restaurant we'll look at is the Pinnacle Grill, which is the steak and seafood restaurant. The Pinnacle Grill is open for lunch and for dinner, and if you're a suite guest, you can also enjoy an expanded breakfast menu here. We did have dinner at the Pinnacle Grill on one occasion, and it was really excellent, and I have to recommend the candied bacon. Next up for the premium dining options is the Tamarind restaurant, which offers Pan-Asian cuisine. Frankly, this was my favorite of the premium restaurants. They had so many great options to choose from, and in fact, here's a great tip. You can actually choose multiple starters and even multiple entrees. You can have them give you smaller portions, and this applies pretty much in all of the restaurants. The food in the Tamarind restaurant was really superb, as was the fantastic service that we got there as well. Now this restaurant also incorporates the Nami Sushi a la carte sushi restaurant, but we didn't try that during our stay. Tamarind and Nami Sushi are open for dinner only and are in a nice secluded location on Deck 11. And finally, Canaletto, which is an Italian family-style restaurant. Canaletto is located on the Lido deck, right next to the Lido market in a sectioned-off area. Here too, we got some excellent food and, as usual, excellent service. Now when it comes to ports of call and the shore excursion opportunities, that will be the subject of a separate video. So please check the channel or the links at the end of this video for more information. In this section, I just want to give you a brief overview of the entertainment options and activities on board the ship. Now you will be spending a considerable amount of time on the ship, but if you get bored, you really only have yourself to blame. Now, of course, you have the swimming pool and hot tubs, even indoors. You have the spa. And if you're feeling guilty about all that food you're consuming, you can also hit the gym. Every evening, you'll receive a newsletter telling you what's going on for the following day. And as you can see, there's a whole range of activities to suit every need, including fitness activities, sports activities, games, trivia contests, art auctions, seminars, presentations, and the list goes on. After dinner, or even before, you can check out a show of the world stage. You can sing along to your favorite songs at Billboard Onboard. But our favorite hangout was B.B. King's Blues Club. The band here was just amazing. They had a great sound and they knew all the hits, new and old. Now this was our first ever cruise, so we really didn't know what to expect. And I have to say, we had such an amazing week on the Holland America Eurodam, and a big part of that was the amazing service we got throughout the ship. All of the staff we encountered were helpful, attentive, and always super friendly. Here you can see a few examples of some of the great staff we encountered, but we want to say a big thank you to all of the staff of the Eurodam who work so hard and provide such exceptional service. In particular, we want to give a big shout out to our amazing stateroom attendants Wandy and Effie, who took such great care of us during our week's stay. So there you have it, our Holland America Eurodam experience. Now, had you asked me even a year ago, I would have told you that I had no interest in going on a cruise. But after talking with a few people, doing some research, we decided to give it a go, and we are so happy we did. We had such an amazing time, and I would say this has been one of the best vacations that we've taken. And this was just the beginning. So in the next video, we're also going to look at what we experienced in Alaska, the different ports of call, and the excursions we made, as well as some of the recommended excursions available at each of the ports. So as soon as I've finished this video, I'm going to get to work on that one, and as soon as it's available, I'm going to post the links at the end of this video, or check out the channel and try to find them on the channel there. If you enjoyed the video, please give us that like, and also consider subscribing to the channel, where there'll be a lot more videos around tech, travel, and leisure. Thank you for watching.